Now to the crisis in the Middle East and what officials are calling the relentless bombing between Lebanon and Israel. This is a look right now at some of the latest damage from overnight, with officials saying more than 2,000 civilians in Lebanon have been killed in the last 2 weeks.
Also this morning, new video shows one of the main roads between Lebanon and Syria, where thousands have been trying to escape the fighting, was destroyed. Israeli officials say Lebanon has been retaliating, launching 85 rockets into Israel just this morning. So to get us up to speed, ABC's Ines de La Cuetara on the ground there in Tel Aviv with the very latest. Ines, good to have you. Let's start with the latest on the fighting as we are 3 days out from the one-year anniversary of October 7th. What are you seeing?
Hey guys, yeah, so the IDF very much continuing to go after Hezbollah targets in Lebanon, in southern Lebanon, and today also striking the southern suburbs of Beirut, where Hezbollah does have a strong presence. The IDF also issuing new evacuation orders today. We are now at a total of 88 towns in Lebanon that have been put under evacuation orders. And when you look at a visualization of those towns, you can see that they are steadily moving north. The evacuation orders are steadily moving north. The ones from today are especially interesting because it is for towns that are on the other side of the Litani River. That is a hugely important landmark. It is a river that the IDF has suggested they want to use to kind of push Hezbollah back past that river so as to secure the south of Lebanon. The fact that these evacuation orders today were for towns on the other side of the river is raising concerns that the Israelis could be pushing further, deeper into Lebanese territory. There had been a lot of skepticism when the Israelis first announced this operation into Lebanon. The Israelis had promised it would be very limited, but these developments are suggesting that this could be turning into something much broader.
Something much broader. On the ground in Lebanon, there's now 1 million people who have been displaced, according to some reports. And Americans there who are visiting, I have friends who are in the country right now who say, we're working with the embassy to try to get out, but they're still running into some trouble there. So what's the latest on the ground? And from my friends who have told me, even roads that to get to the airport have been destroyed in many ways.
Yeah, lots of concerns for civilians there in Lebanon. There have been a lot of people obviously displaced because of these evacuation orders. So we know that over 1.2 million people have been displaced. The Lebanese government says it is the largest displacement of people in the country's history. We know over 2,000 people have been killed in the last few weeks, over 9,000 injured. When it comes to those displaced people, we are hearing that shelters are running out of space, so people are now sleeping on the floor. And there are those that are saying that, were it not for the devastation we've seen in Gaza over the course of the last year, there would be outrage over the situation in Lebanon. And you mentioned, Americans trying to get out of Lebanon. We know the State Department is trying to help them get out. They have chartered flights to help Americans get out.
Inez, you are in Tel Aviv, so you are probably best person to ask in terms of the mood there. This is the holiest time for Jews around the world. And as we embark on what I mentioned earlier, that October 7th anniversary, is there any indication from the IDF, a potential pause on some of the fighting? What are you hearing?
Yeah, so I think when you look at the Jewish New Year, there are, suggestions that maybe it's because of the Jewish New Year that we haven't seen yet an Israeli response to Iran's attack. But we know that response is coming. The Israelis have vowed to retaliate. They have vowed that Iran would pay the price. There are questions as to what that response will look like, whether Israel will target Iran's nuclear facilities, whether Israel will decide to go after Iran's oil industry. That's still unclear at this point. I will say today we heard from Iran's supreme leader for the first time speaking publicly in 5 years. He is vowing to respond if Israel retaliates. So a lot of fear here about what's to come. And yeah, you mentioned the anniversary, just 3 days away now from the October 7th 1-year anniversary, and Israel fighting, Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon, now this back and forth with Iran. There are real fears that this could turn into a broader regional conflict.
Yeah, it at least appears as to have no end in sight. ABC's Ines de La Cuetara, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Stay safe out there.